And here goes. And cleaning out the garage, getting ready for the Fetus of Strength party. And I go up, help my oldest brother clean out my dad's house. We're getting stuff out of there. That dumpster, just getting rid of the trash. I mean, my dad, he kept everything and said, this is your inheritance. And it's like, geez, part of what our inheritance could be is either to love or hate our other siblings after all said and done, because having to clean this shit up together. But there's stuff in there that's worth stuff. So you go through immediately and get the stuff that, you know, hate to throw anything out, but there's no way there's any other way to do this without paying somebody else to throw it out for you. Oh yeah, we took it and we donated it to a good home. Yeah, you threw it in a fucking burn barrel in fucking Nightmare Alley with the bums around it needing heat in the dead of winter. That's what you did with that fucking thing. But there, my brother, the one that I love, the one that loves me, we're in there in the closet and there's some old things in there, and there I looked, and as soon as I saw he had that closet door, I'd come around into the hallway because we were moving boxes and things, and he had that door open, and immediately I thought, the Ouija board. I've known where it is all these years. I wondered if it was still there. People been in and out of there. They may have gone off with it. And I came up and he's moving things, and it's the whole idea. Most of the stuff is just getting thrown out. We can't do anything with it. Some of the stuff, like the board games he's keeping, things like that, they're good things. He would have kept the Ouija board probably because he didn't want to touch it. I mean, oh, crucifixes in the other pants. Wearing the wrong trousers. A little piece of a plastic Jesus fell off a crucifix that was embedded in some shells that had a light on it. I'm sure it was very pretty, but he's like, I hate to throw something like this away. And he went to set it down and it fell and it broke, and the plastic Jesus fell off it, and he says, he might as well have said fuck. He said, well, I guess that's trash now. And he dropped it into the box to be moved. And I was like, wow. I've seen him go through this already. He's a believer. He has great faith. And he lives by it. Just don't let it get the best of you. When he turned around and wasn't looking, I was putting the plastic Jesus into the fucking pants roll on the other side of the house. In the ditch. This little plastic Jesus, and I snuck him into my pocket for you. And I will carry him. I will carry him. And I too, see, he had a hard time throwing it away. But in some way it was harder for me because I just couldn't let it go. Had that little plastic Jesus. But he's saying, take anything you want, this sort of stuff. You know, you could sell it for 50 cents in a garage sale, but Jesus, you'd have 30 years of garage sales to get rid of it all before you finally decided to burn it, and up goes the fucking barn. Might as well just throw it away. Walked around that door and I said, Ouija board. And I looked and I said, ooh. And I said, there. And it was sitting right where I've always known it to be. And it's under a blanket in the linen closet in the hallway, you know. And I said, I want that. And we'd been through it enough times, I'd had enough things. I didn't still feel like I needed to ask. I just said, I want that. And he's like, ah. And I looked at him, I said, you don't want that falling into the wrong hands. I've got some memories with this Ouija board. And he looked at me, he said, I'm afraid it already has. Yeah. No, this Ouija board will be okay. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't mind it sounding like wedgie, because when I was growing up, pulling somebody's underwear up their ass was called a grundy. Wedgie, it doesn't take any kind of creativity at all. Grundy, it's you think, what does that mean? Well, it means, what the fuck was that? Grundy. It's just, you know. The one I had since then with Hodge, we burned that out on a drop zone. We used gasoline and burned it and burned it and burned it because it wouldn't fucking burn. But that's the one that told us to burn it itself. They said all these people talking to you are evil. They're fucking dark. They're trying to get at you type of stuff. And it's like, well, I guess we got to burn it. That one in the closet, it probably misses me by now. It never did anything bad to me. It showed me some weird things, if you want to believe it. But it probably misses me. It has come to understand that I too know the meaning of patience. And maybe that thing is a thing that's so patient, it requires at least a little bit of trying on a friend's part. So I get the Ouija board. And then there was a fucking pickup truck full, double stacked, of books, mostly romance novels. All packed up, but it's because they never came out. My dad bought them in an auction sale, like $1, and they'd dump off this fucking bunch of books. He's like, he would collect shit. And I found a couple things that are cool in there before, but my brother's like, I hate to throw it in the trash. And he says he doesn't read, but he appreciates people that do. There's something in their knowledge for you. He says he doesn't read because he doesn't have time. And but he appreciates it completely. Didn't want to throw them away. And Goodwill. I know, and they got wiped out by the fucking tornado. And it's like, oh. And then we found out there's a Salvation Army. So we went by there and they took a couple boxes to get the fuck out of here. They were full. They didn't get hit by the tornado. And they said, maybe try Goodwill. And my brother's, he says, they're closed. They got hit by the tornado. And they said, no, they're back in the ABC warehouse. They're open. And we drove over there. And they'd just opened the day before. And they needed all kinds of shit because their shit got wiped out in the tornado. Once again, it benefits me. We got to get rid of all these books, put them in somebody else's hands. Let somebody else be dirty in the eyes of knowledge. Let them burn them. We tried, God damn it, we shared. And we both felt good about that. But going through, I'd open up a box here and there, and I'm like, there's just, you figure if it's mostly romance novels, there's probably not much intellectual reading going on in the house. Yeah, probably. There's a higher probability. I know that I read all kinds of shit, but the likelihood that if there's like 2 or 3 boxes full of unread romance novels, there's probably not much good reading in there. I found One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in there, which I'd already had it and read it, but it was nice to have a second copy, one that I could give away. But that was a while ago, so I'd open boxes and what do I get? I see this thing right on top. Every name under the sun. And I said, that looks like a cool book. I can quit looking into the goddamn dictionary that I have here, encyclopedic dictionary in the back for name meanings when I need them. You know, like, I don't know, you say Adam, it means clay man because Adam is made from clay. And you take something like Alan, it means friendly. You take something like, I don't know, something like something. And so I opened it up. I just pulled it out of the car. I opened it up to the first page. I marked it because it represented it. I had to look and see what kind of shit I might come up with, and I was gonna just open it for you. But the first thing here is Karen, K-I-A-R-E-N, C. Catherine. And it's like, oh, so it gives names for these things. And so you get to know a person a little bit better. It's not based on what they chose. Their parents chose to create this person in that namesake somehow. It's that's how it works. And so I go see Catherine, and Catherine is Greek, meaning pure. And it's got variants and diminutives like Katharina, all the way through. Even it's got Kitty, but Greek, pure. And I say, wow. I'd say just about every Karen I've ever known is pure. A pure bitch. So this thing works. It's right. Just pure. Don't look at me, I'm so good. I'm such a bitch, and I never show any other side of me. Hardly even feel it, only in nightmares. Yeah, and so I turn it around. I'm like, look at that. I'm like, why is there a baby? And then I look at the front. It's like, oh no, 3,500 names for baby. And I said, Jesus, I thought this was going to be an intelligent book. But I took it. Looked at that. I got this one. Look at that. Cool Kaz. He's got an ice cream cone. Look how he's progressed. And it says this book is about a funny man who became an award-winning actor of school dropout who wants to be a teacher, one of the coolest spies on TV. Yes, he tricked them all. And the thing is, what I found funny when I saw this, why I had to get it, is because I was like, part one. You know, this is 1978 or something. Oh my gosh. First printing, April 69, dude. How about the part of his life when it all went to shit? Not necessarily when it went to shit, yes, but not because anything changed, other than the fact that he got fucking caught. Cool Cause, part one, I gotta read that. This is shit that's in those shitty ass books. See, you don't ever realize how cool something can be when you find it. And then I found this one. I found this one in another one. I would just open it up and I'd look and I'd see something. If I saw it right away, I'd take it. And I took this one out. And it's A Conscience. The Conscience of a Conservative. And I looked, as soon as I saw that, I said, oh shit, I gotta read up on this. Oh, it could be a lot of fun. So I took it and I set aside quietly and acted in the, so he didn't know that I was actually going to read something of possible import. I looked, I said, look at that, it's by Barry Goldwater. And I don't know if he knows who Barry Goldwater is. He probably does, but he's used to me by now. If he doesn't, he just thinks it's some other stupid thing I'm reading, so I slid that aside because I got to read that. Barry Goldwater, isn't he the guy that got shot? Wow. One for one. And then there's a Practical Handyman's Encyclopedia. I just wanted to take that So I knew how to do everything just the opposite, because I know for a fact I'm not very practical when it comes to getting things right.